guys, we're going to quickly go through our spelling lesson for today. So first of all, I need you to listen and write down the phonograms that I'm saying. The first one is A, two-letter A that we do use at the end of English words. Please write down that phonogram. A, two-letter A that we do use at the end of English words. Okay, so here's what yours should look like. Then it's A, two-letter A, that we do not use at the end of English words. Why not? English words do not end with I. A, two-letter A, that we do not use at the end of English words. Why not? English words do not end with I. Okay, so here's what it should look like. Then we have A-E that we do not use at the end of English words. Why not? English words do not end with I. A-E that we do not use at the end of English words. Why not? English words do not end with I. So this is what your phonogram should look like. Then I need you to write down A-E that we do at the end of English words. A-E that we do use at the end of English words. So this is what that phonogram should look like. Now I need you to write down the phonogram that is OI that we do use at the end of English words. OI that we do use at the end of English words. Okay, and then our last one is OI that we do not use at the end of English words. OI that we do not use at the end of English words. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our spelling words, and the first word that I'm going to have you guys practice is realize. And we're going to say this slowly. Realize. Realize. How many syllables does that word have? Okay, it has realize. How many syllables? 3 syllables. Okay, when we think about this word, we're going to think to spell re-al-eyes. Okay, re-al-eyes. So the first syllable that we're thinking to spell is re, e, and then al, a, o, and then eyes, I-z. Okay, go ahead and write that down. Re-al-eyes. Re-al-eyes. Okay, this is what your word should look like when you've completed it. Re-al-eyes. Okay, we've got 3 syllables, so we need to split up those syllables. Our first syllable is re. Second syllable is al. And our last syllable is eyes. Okay, so in our first syllable, our e is saying its name, so we need to underline. In our second syllable, the a is saying its third sound, ah. And then in our last syllable, we have silent final E, job number 1. It's making the vowel say its name. Okay, so that's what your word should look like. Okay, our next word is realism. And when we say that word realism, it sounds like it's got 2 syllables when we say it and when we read it. But when we think to spell it, we're going to break it up into 3 syllables. Okay, we're going to say realism. Realism. Okay, so why don't you guys go ahead and write that down? It's pretty similar to realize, but we're saying realism. Write down that word. Okay, so after you have that written down, it should look like this. Ow, those two parts are the same as realize. And then our last part is ism, and we're going to spell this with a z, not the z. Ism. Okay. Everything is marked the same in the first two syllables. And then in our last syllable, the only thing we need to mark is our z, because it's saying its second sound. Okay, good job so far. Okay, word number 3 is celebration. Okay, this one is a long word. I had a celebration for my birthday party. Okay, celebration. That has 4 syllables. Now this is a two-way word. Whenever we think about this word, we're going to think to spell celebration. Celebration. Okay, and that last syllable we are using tall letter sh. So let's sound it out. S, e, o, e, bray, br, b, a, and then shan. Sh, n. Okay, so go ahead and write that word down. Celebration. Okay, your word will look like this. Celebration. Okay, that's what your word should look like. So I've already got our syllable breaks in there because we said it slowly and broke it up into syllables. In our first syllable, our k is saying its second sound, so we need a 2 above it. In our second syllable, whenever we actually say and read the sound, we say celebration. So our e is not saying one of its sounds. We need a thinking cap above it. In our third syllable, our a is saying its name, so we need to underline. And then in our last syllable, we have a 2-letter phonogram, sh, tall letter sh. So we're going to underline that. And our a-o-u is not saying one of its sounds, so we need a thinking cap. And we just have 2 more words. Our next word is folk, like a folk tale. Okay, folk, how many syllables? Folk, 1. Okay, this is a 2-way word. We read it and say it differently than how we would spell it, okay? So we say it folk, but we're going to think to spell f-o-o-k, okay? Because we have a silent o sound in there. So we're going to think to spell f-o-o-k. All right, go ahead and write that down. F-o-o-k. Okay, so your word should look like this when you are finished. F-o-o-k. It's just 1 syllable, so we do not need any syllable breaks. Remember, we said our O is silent. We actually don't hear it when we say it. So we're going to double underline because we double underline any words that are, or any phonograms that are silent. That's all the markings for this word. And our very last word is actually going to be similar to this one. And we're just making it plural, okay? So folks, okay? We're just making it plural, so we're adding that s sound at the end. It's going to be spelled exactly the same. You're just adding that s sound at the end. So go ahead and write that down. Remember, we're thinking to spell f-o-o-ks, f-o-o-ks. Okay, so your word will look like this. Folks. Remember, we said our O is silent, so we need to double underline that. That's all the markings for that word. And those are all the spelling words for today.